Coming out next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet a woman who's on a mission to help teens with mental health issues. The great Regina Mouzon is on the show. She is the founder of Bond by Grace. Her incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I love people who dedicate their entire life to serving others, and that perfectly describes my next guest. Regina Mouzon is in the studio. She's the founder of Bound by Grace. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, in the little time that we visited, I can tell that you really have a servant's heart, and God and Jesus leads you on all your decisions. Yes. Tell us, what is Bond by Grace?
So Bond by Grace, when I did the grace part, it's the grace that God gives us. So what bond is the bonding that we want to have between parent and child. One of the things that I notice as a parent and also being in this space is that parents usually, they acknowledge the negative, they not acknowledge the negative or bad things that kids do. We typically as parents don't acknowledge the good enough. So it's remembering that grace that God gives us. So having that bond with our child and giving them grace.
We're going to pull up her website, and as we scroll down the website, you were telling me before the show that you serve mostly middle school and high school teens.
Yes.
What kind of issues are you seeing these days when it comes to mental health?
When it comes to mental health, it's more of behavioral that I'm seeing. So when I say behavioral, it's like whether they're acting up in school, have been in trouble with the police, and the thing that a lot of people don't acknowledge when it comes to the behavioral piece is what is causing that. So it could be something that's going on in the home, bullying, with in school, and a lot of other things.
And you help about 200 families a year.
Yes.
And sometimes it comes in by a text message. I have this family in crisis, and often you'll find a hotel room and some diapers and take care of that immediate need. Tell me one of your favorite success stories.
Favorite success story. Ooh, okay. So my favorite was actually in this recent December. We had received a call that there was someone who had left a domestic violence situation. The issue that came about was she was rescued. However, in her being rescued, someone was allowing her to stay in their home. She received a call about her daughter being incarcerated and her grandkids were being taken. So the people that she was living with did not want the kids at the home. So what she did was she reached out to another organization. They reached out to me, and they said, we have this family, and my thought is it's December. It's almost Christmas. So what we did was we put the family up in the home. I contacted, family, friends. My mom is one of my biggest supporters. She went and had a whole bunch of diapers and stuff delivered, and we put them in the hotel and took food for the kids while we worked on getting them into a shelter.
Wow. And they will never forget this.
No, I actually was talking to one of the family members, and they were like, the grandmom we're not certain that she could keep them.
Mm-hmm.
My thought was these kids cannot go into the foster care system. So
Right.
I actually contacted my mom and some friends and was like, if this happens, I'm going to take these kids in. And it was 3 from the age of a few months old to 4 years old.
Let's give another shout out to your mom, because it sounds like she is just your rock,
She
isn't
is
she?
definitely my biggest supporter.
Yes.
So she has a giving heart, and she is that person who does not want to see people go without. So yeah.
You were telling me before the show about a child's birthday party.
Yes. So prior to me having my nonprofit, one of the things, I'm originally from Maryland, so one of the things that I used to do was help host birthday parties, reach out to different organizations that I knew of and say, hey, we're willing to do a birthday party for kids or a Christmas party or whatever the case may be. And I had a friend who was a DJ. So I convinced him to be the DJ for these parties. And the first one he did, he was like, I actually like that. So it was motivation to keep going. So in last year, myself and another organization, what we did was we host birthday parties monthly for a homeless shelter here in Dallas.
That is really cool. It has to be so rewarding.
It absolutely is. Giving is rewarding.
I love that. We're going to pull up your Instagram page because there's some great images. And as we scroll down your Instagram page, why don't you just make some comments on some of the pictures that we're seeing?
Okay. So the one picture where you see the wagon with the diapers, that was the delivery that was being done back in December to the one family. And then also the one where it was Christmas. I have other friends who have nonprofits. So it was stepping in to help. We usually help each other when we're doing toy drives and stuff like that. And Teresa, she has a nonprofit that actually helps with the older community, but also try to help people with kids during Christmas time. So that one was a toy drive that I was helping assist with.
Tell us why you've dedicated your life to this, because I mean, you could go chase the almighty dollar and go work in corporate America at a very high-paying job.
For me, I just don't want to see people without. And in any way that I can help, I've always been there to help. I used to volunteer over 15 years with the homeless community as well, prior to moving to Dallas. So, yeah.
So beautiful. We have about 2 or 3 minutes left, and this is the call to action, because you are a 501c3, so you depend on donations.
Yes.
Why don't you talk to the person who really needs to come alongside you and support you?
So the person who really needs to come alongside me, what we do is we focus on the mental health of children. And for us, that could be whether it's seeking counseling for that child. It can be what I've learned is a lot of kids take on the responsibility of their parents. So when the lights are out, the kids feel it. When they being evicted, that child feels it. So what we do is we try to assist that family in any way we can, whether it's helping with that eviction, whether it's helping with therapy. One of the biggest projects that we're working on currently is we're trying to bring panels to where parents can have a better understanding of the mental health of our children, because there's a huge disconnect. One thing I tell parents is vulnerability counts. So in order to be able to understand what that child is going through, also sharing your own story. So I would definitely say to that person that has a soft heart for mental health, lost a child due to suicide, or has had a child that has been bullied and you have not been able to get the help for that child that that child needs to receive, we are the organization that is doing that.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. We're going to put your website on the screen, which is bondbygrace.org. Thank you so much, Regina Mouzon. Thanks for coming on the show. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.